Good morning, everyone. It is so nice to see many people here, many students coming to Niagara College. And it is great to see that you are coming back for the session 3, a part of the Academic Success Series, Academic Support and Beyond. You are doing such a great job by being here and getting ready for your classes starting on September 4th. I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Cynthia Manso, and I'm one of the academic advisors. My office is at the DJP campus in Aranda Lake, and I'm going to be presenting today with my colleague, Belan, and I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Hi, everybody. Belan Dai, library technician in the Libraries and Learning Commons, and I'm also at the DJP campus. So if you're here, you can come and see me. But yeah, thanks for coming.
Awesome. That's great. And again, we're just going to go over a few housekeeping slides, for you to know, although I'm sure that if you are coming back, so you are pretty familiar with how everything is going to run. But this presentation, we are doing it, again, academic advising team and the Library and Learning Commons. Just for you to know, this presentation is being recorded for those students that are not able to make it today, so they will be able to watch it later on. Your camera and microphone have been muted for this presentation. However, there will be a time for question and answer at the end of the session. Just for you to know as well, the chat is being monitored by some of our colleagues, academic advisors, and library staff. And hopefully you're not going to have any technical issues. If you do, we will ask you to then probably use Chrome. So that's the best one to use for this kind of presentations. And hopefully you also log in with your full name as the way that you register at Niagara College. All right. Please allow me to read the land acknowledgement. Niagara College acknowledges that we are gathered on the shared traditional lands of the Anishinaabe and Haudenosaunee. We offer our sincere gratitude to them as the stewards of this land, which is protected by the Dish with One Spoon, Wampum Agreement's 3 principles: to take only what you need, leave enough for others, and always keep the dish clean. Today, many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit communities from across Turtle Island continue to live and work in this territory, acknowledging the people whose territory we are on and the agreements that guide their stewardship of the land. Reminds us to reflect on and respect their unique relationship to this land. It is also an invitation for all of us to identify and engage in actions that respect and reinforce our commitments to truth and reconciliation and Indigenous rights, including the Colleges and Institutes Canada Indigenous Education Protocol. It is also important to mention at this point that now you are a Niagara College student, and as such, you have rights and you also have responsibilities. Please remember that good citizenship, respect, and civility are everyone's responsibility when engaged in an online learning. It is important to remember that proper online etiquette helps to maintain a respectful online educational environment. And you may have some of your courses delivered online, so it is important to remember this not only for this presentation. If you are interested in learning more about what your rights and responsibilities are, please go to the website niagaracollege.ca/usrro. And again, some of my colleagues are going to be putting links to information that you may need and that you can save for later on as well, for you to review when you have more time. Belan, I'll pass it on to you.
All right. Thank you. Upon the completion of the session, all the students here will be able to identify the main objectives, main student services available on campus, list the supports offered by career services, and discover informational types of learning experiences that contribute to your future careers. So if you've been to the other sessions or watched the recordings, you've been through getting started with NC, getting connected, the academic experience. So today's session will focus on career and beyond, and we'll get into that as we go. So we're going to review some of the language of NC. There's a lot of hidden language here, I guess, like anywhere else. Some key supports, work integrated learning, and career and co-op services. So some of these acronyms you're going to see a lot of, and you'll see them maybe in emails or from some of your professors or some of the other departments that you'll be in contact with. Things like co-curricular record we'll be talking about today, or your academic advisors. I know there's one I'd like to point out down at the bottom. It's you see SAC, the Student Administrative Council, and you may end up seeing that one as NC SAC. So just know that that's the same thing when you're looking for that information from your student council. But again, if you watch the slide or just take a picture of these acronyms, you'll get used to them soon enough. So don't worry too much. And I'll pass it back over to Cynthia. Yeah.
Thank you. It is a great advice, really, to take a picture of this because there's very, very useful information here for you to know. And even, when you start your time at Nara College or even a job later on, so you need to really get familiar with the acronyms that are used where you are going to be. So please go ahead and do that. Okay, so as Belen mentioned, so we're going to be talking about key supports. So those key supports that you are able to use during your time at Nara College and that are going to be available to you all throughout. One of them is going to be the Health, Wellness, and Accessibility Services Office, the libraries and bookstores, the Academic Advising, Co-op, and Career Services, the Student Administrative Council, SAC, there you go, the first acronym, financial aid, and also Get Involved. So let's talk a little bit more in detail about all of these key supports that you have available to you. The Health, Wellness, and Accessibility Services Office, that's where you are going to be connected to a doctor and a nurse as part of health. As part of wellness, that means all the mental health resources. And just so you know, so there are counselors available to students where you can book appointments with them as often as you need to, and they can provide you with that mental support that you need to get through your courses. As part of the accessibility portion of this, so there are accessibility consultants available to you as well, so to book an appointment, and this is primarily for students that need accommodations. If you know, and if you had an IEP back in high school, now you can know that here at Nara College, it just has a different name. It's called LOA. There you go, another acronym. LOA stands for Letter of Accommodations. And once you meet with an accessibility consultant, they will be able to provide this document, which is going to help you to succeed in your courses, okay? This office, the Health, Wellness, and Accessibility Services Office, also offers workshops and different programs throughout that you can just register and use. And you will also have the chance to meet with our learning strategists. Sometimes, we just need that extra hand, that extra support to help us organize all the different assignments, all the different projects that we need to get through and have them organized in our calendar, would just help us with studying tips, right? With the strategies that are going to obviously contribute to our success in the courses. As part of the health portion, so you can, again, meet with a nurse or with a doctor, and you can discuss your health plans or your health concerns with them, okay? And as I mentioned, the accommodations, which is a big part and a big portion, on student success at Nara College. If you want to find more information, so you can look onto the website, naracollege.ca/HWAS for this. Belen, back to you.
All right. So there's a bunch of points on here, and I'll try to get into some of them and why they're important. So the physical student ID that you will get when you come to Niagara College is your library card, and it's your printing card. And I would say it's really essential to have the physical card, even though there's some apps you can log into to get that information. It's really important that you bring that ID, especially for borrowing items from the library, and when you're printing. just to add money, and IT will need, some sort of ID when you come and get their assistance. I get down to that at the bottom. The library does offer supplemental resources and equipment to enrolled students. And once you're an alumni, so you've graduated and you're in your career, you'll still have access to our physical collection as a community member and alumni. And we do see a lot of students, former students, I guess, come back and still utilize that collection for, when they're in their career. So the campus stores on the Welland campus and here at DJP are going to be where you purchase your textbooks, any equipment you need for your class, and and any NC gear that you want to walk around campus with. So make sure you check out the campus store when you do come, and you can order online from them as well. In the libraries and learning commons, we have free academic drop-in sessions, peer tutoring. We have test center services that, again, will tie in with some accommodations if you do have those. The library staff offers research help. We have subject guides for each of your programs, so it'll be specific databases or ebooks or books or resources that we have just for your program. And you can learn more about that when you come, or go explore your guide now through our website. We also have a career resources guide, so as you're maybe transitioning out or you're looking for more information about your sort of post-NC time, you can check out that guide, and it ties in to the career services folks. While you're here, the library has a digital media lab and makerspace called the Exploratory. So in there, you can be doing 3D printing, you can film on green screen, you can podcast. So it's all of those things are really foundational that, if you use these services and you grow your skills, that, these are things that you can add to your resume when you're applying for those jobs. And again, mentioned down here at the bottom, there is an IT help desk in each library space. So if you have trouble with your Wi-Fi, any login issues like that, you can do that. But the nice thing is, once you graduate, you will have access to your student email. And beyond some of the services that you can use, once you're ready to leave Niagara College, just check in with IT to make sure that you do have access. I know it may be a little ways off, but that's something just good to keep in the back of your mind.
Thank you, Belen. And this is very important to emphasize. I'm actually just going to go back a little bit because we know that you are just a first-year student now, and probably you still don't realize how much you are going to learn and the way that you are going to utilize the different resources. And think about outside of the box, right? So nowadays, not only you are going to present yourself when looking for employment just by putting your resume together in the usual way that we know. But think about if you're a construction student or a greenhouse student or hospitality student, so much that you can utilize from the library to present your projects, to present your portfolio. So start creating your portfolio with little samples of your work, right? So if you are a baking student, a culinary student, so that's all that it really is going to speak about you when you are looking for employment instead of just the usual resume right there. So I'm sure that employers are going to be more impacted by what they see and pictures and different videos. Let your creativity really run. And so you will be able to present yourself in a different way professionally. All right, so let's talk about academic advising, co-op, and career services. So academic advisors, so we are here to help you throughout the entire time that you are here at Niagara College. Our job is to make sure that you are progressing well from term to term. And if there are any hiccups along the way, that we can help you get over them, right? So we'll give you information, we'll give you resources. If you have any questions about changing your program, or maybe you are not going to be taking your program on a full-time basis because you are working, well, then we can customize your completion plan for you. Or once you are about to be done, so you are interested in pursuing further education, we can talk about articulation agreements within Niagara College or other colleges or universities, not only in Canada, but also worldwide. So domestic students are attached to an academic advisor, and international students are attached to an international student advisor. But again, we offer help one-on-one. You just need to book an appointment with us. We are available virtually or in person or for a phone appointment as well. As part of co-op and career services. So all those students that have a co-op integrated in their program, they will be meeting with a co-op consultant, and this person is going to help you going through the process of applying and securing a co-op job to complete that requirement in your program. However, if your program doesn't have a co-op, so you are still able to access the career services. And the career services, again, are available to any student. And it's held mainly with searching for a job, putting your resume together, practicing interviewing skills, and accessing all the career resources that you have at your fingertips. Also giving you information on how to utilize a career portal. And just so you know, so employers also have access to this career services because they are going to be the ones posting jobs, again, for all the students. So it is a matter of you knowing how to utilize, how to access the information, and you only have to visit us. In each campus, there's an office, and you all just have to go and ask for information on how to access the information. All right. As for the Student Administrative Council, so which is the NCSAC, as Velen mentioned before, sometimes you are going to see it just as SAC or sometimes NCSAC. NCSAC, they are a group of students, and they are just looking to improve student life. They are the ones that are going to take care of the fun stuff, the fun activities for the students, because they are the students, so they know what you need, right? So how you're going to be happy. And this is the place where you're going to find all the extracurricular activities, all the student clubs, and I will really encourage you to visit their page because they have many clubs that you can be part of. And that's another way that you are going to be meeting new people, not only from your program, but college-wide as well, or even from the other campus as well. If you are in Wellness, so you can meet people from the DJP campus or vice versa. The SAC office, they are also in charge of the UPass. So as part of your program and as part of your tuition, so you have access to the bus pass, which will allow you to ride buses in the Niagara region, okay? So if you want more information about the schedules and everything else, so then you need to contact the SAC office and the website. All the information will be there. They also manage the class reps. And there's another very important program, the Rise and Shine program, which is a breakfast program available to all Niagara College students. And this is available from September till April, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Okay, so I believe it is 8:30 in the morning or a little bit before. Again, the information will be on the website, but you might want to look into that. It's good to see, again, what's available to you. And once you are getting towards the end of your program, they will also be taking care of grad photos. Again, so if you can go into the website, just bookmark it and make sure to check all the information that they post over there. And don't be shy. Please join some of the clubs if that's of your interest. Or if there's nothing that you can, it's probably not for me. Well, maybe you have a new idea and maybe you want to be the new ambassador and create a new club. So check for the information and all the requirements that you will need to do in order to create one. All right. All right. So another key support for you is the financial aid office. Through this office, you can ask for questions regarding OSAP. If you are not familiar with OSAP is the Ontario Student Assistance Program. And they're also going to provide you with information on bursaries and scholarships. Sometimes when you apply for OSAP, so automatically it's going to automatically going to be applying for grants and bursaries, but not for the scholarships. So sometimes for scholarships, you need to do a little bit of research, see what's available to you, to your program, and see whether you qualify for that or not. Some of the scholarships are for first-year students. Some others are for only second-year students. And whether you are a domestic student or an international student, sometimes depending on who is giving the scholarship, they might ask you to complete an essay, a very short essay, 500 words or something like that. And I would really encourage you to look into that because many times the money is just sitting there and not many students take the time to apply for this. And again, it will be very rewarding if you can, sometimes, you might get a $500 scholarship. Sometimes it's $1,000, sometimes $2,000. Any money is welcome, I would say, right? All right, Belen, I'll pass it back to you.
Yeah, and thank you. There's a bit of info, and I'll try to, just give you the salient points for this slide. So it's all about getting involved. And at the end, sort of drive home why it's really important. So what is your co-curricular record? Again, another acronym, you'll hear about that. So this stands for your co-curricular record. And it's a record of all the clubs and events. So again, the NCSAC clubs that you may be in, or some of the events they put on during your time at the college. And it's just another great way to showcase your interest and your involvement in the community in your future endeavors that were beyond, just being in the classroom. And again, these benefits of volunteering, they'll come clear through that co-curricular record. There's also a peer mentoring program where it's sort of designed to help new students, like you're sort of matched like a one-on-one with an upper level student. And they can help promote some of that personal and professional development through a variety of workshops and events, that peer-to-peer support. And again, it's just back to participate in events, look outside the classroom and why you want to get involved, gain experience to help get that new job for your CCR. You're developing new skills, you're meeting new people. So it's building that professional network that's outside. Other folks will have resources for you or tips that I'll get you ahead later on. It can help strengthen your scholarship or your application. So again, going back to that financial aid, if you're involved in different programs or you're doing something, outside of the norm, that might help with those applications. You can be a role model to set an example that other students can get involved and get ahead as well. It will make a difference in your life. It'll make a difference in other students' lives, and you'll have fun. I think it's such a foundational experience to get involved at Niagara College to benefit you in your career. And when you're here, and you may have seen it just in the news with alum from Niagara College, you'll see those stories when you're here, and the students will talk about who they were involved with or programs they did, or maybe how their lives changed by getting involved. So it's a bit of you'll see those stories, and hopefully they're inspirational for you. Again, the students that I know I see, I'm sure Cynthia sees as well, that take those extra experiences will really excel, and your life will change, I think, here at Niagara College. So I'll let it get back to Cynthia, but yeah, any questions in the chat later on for us.
Excellent. And as part of that experience, so we really, most of the Niagara College programs, if not all, really are somehow connected for you to, or for us to do the work integrated learning, right? So which is where students are going to be gaining real world experience in such a way or another. And we have different programs, different activities, different ways to incorporate this into your programs on a daily basis. The first program that I want to talk about is called Be World Ready. So you will probably hear as BWR. So that's going to be kind of the acronym, Be World Ready. And the Be World Ready program is a program where students can apply to go into a different country during the break week in each term. So either it's in the fall, winter, or the spring. So you will hear more about, or probably you heard about this actually in session number 1 about how the schedule is in every term. There's always a break week in every term. So during that week, students apply obviously in advance, and they have the chance to go into a different country and really experience that culture culturally diverse learning environment, right? So they will be able to understand like from a different perspective and be able to connect, your practical skills with a global mindset to help launch your career, because it's not only, in the classroom that you're going to be learning or on campus, but also going to be in the community and around the world. So it is for you to, if you haven't had a chance to go and visit another country, sometimes, so there are going to be projects where students are going to be helping out, developing, building something or developing or helping with some activity in some communities. But in other cases, you are really going to be just going and experience what it feels like being in a different country. What do I need to experience? What do I need to be aware of? It is so different, and it really will open up your eyes, and that will bring you with more skills and assets that you are going to be able to utilize in your career. Just to give you an example, so I will invite you to visit the website, the Be World Ready website on NARA College. But students have gone to Germany, Ireland, Portugal, India, Spain, Sweden. They have also gone to Disney. It is not free, so your students need to pay, for that. But again, the reward, is great. And also, when students do this, so they can also get a credit towards the general education elective course, if there is one in your program. So in any way you see it, it's really advantageous, and you will really benefit from that. So that's one way that you can really integrate the learning into the work. Another way is for those students, we have different learning enterprises at NARA College. One of them is the teaching winery, the brewery, distillery, the spa, the hair salon, dental clinic, the Welland campus, and the greenhouse at the DJP campus. Students, as part of the program, they have a couple number of hours per week in these facilities to really learn. And that's a service that they're also going to be provided to the community. Okay. So it is really as if you were working already and serving clients, because you are going to be, for the winery students, we have the winery on campus that they are going to be doing all the harvesting, and they are going to be doing all the processing of wine. For the brew master students, same thing. They are going to be coming up with recipes, and they are going to be developing this and spending 7 hours at the brewery every Tuesday or Thursday. And then we'll be able to participate in different contests, not only in Canada, but in the States as well. So as you can see, there are many, many opportunities that students have to incorporate what they are learning in the classroom, but really put it into practice later on. Now, your program might not be listed as one of the learning enterprises, but I'm sure that somehow probably your program is going to have a prac course. And again, prac courses are going to offer you like the hands-on experience. So take a look at your program, take a look at the course codes and the names of every single course as part of your program, and identify whether it's a prac course or it's a lab, or if it has any other component that you're going to benefit from. If it doesn't have a prac course, maybe it's going to have a field placement, okay? And the field placement is going to be such a number of hours that you will need to complete as part of your graduation requirements are going to be unpaid hours that you are going to be developing in the workplace. And again, as if you were working already. Students in the Office Administrative Health Services program, for example, they are going to be in the hospital working there, or any other health office where they can really put into practice what they are learning in the classroom. As you can see, all these experiences really will allow you to explore your career choices, and it will give you with a sense of, oh, this is what I want to work. Oh, this is a very good environment, and really feel more confident. So when you finish your program, you will have something to bring to the table. But not only that, so take up this opportunity as your time to make connections, to network with other people that are going to be able to give you probably reference letters. So when you finish your program, you will be able to utilize those ones when applying for real jobs. The Career and Co-op Services, as we mentioned many, many times, this office is available, the Career Services Office is available to all students at NARA College, and we have two different offices, one in Niagara-on-the-Lake and the other one, the Welland campus. these are the people who are going to be able to help you with that. So Marsha, Karen, and Greg. And there's actually a new member who just started this week. Her name is Emily. She is at the Narrow Lake campus, and she will be able to help you with any questions that you may have. And as Belen mentioned, so don't think that once you graduate from your program, I know we know that you are just starting, but once you graduate from your program, you still have access to the career services information. So please be mindful of that and always reach out for help. Don't be shy about that, because we know how to navigate the system. We can't wait to pass that information back onto you. And lastly, for those students that do have a co-op integrated or as part of their program, please take note of this, because it's going to be very important, and that's how you're going to be successful. It is very important that you attend the co-op orientation, which is happening on September 3rd as part of orientation, and that you're also going to be required to attend the co-op preparation classes and the one-on-one appointments with your co-op consultant. So please, if you get an email, don't disregard it. So please respond and book your appointment. And especially, they are going to show you how to do the job search on the My Career portal and how to complete the co-op requirements. So it is very, very important, again, if your program has a co-op, that you pay attention to this, because you might think, well, I'm just starting now. Yeah, but what's happening is all of this is going to happen and take place in the fall, because we want to get you ready. I know you are probably going to be doing your co-op in May next year, but what's happening is you need to have your resume ready, reference letters and everything else, because in February of every year, so we have a huge career fair. So where employers from different places, obviously, but also different provinces. So they come to Narra College for 2-3 days, and they are recruiting students. So that's happening. I don't have the dates right now, but that's happening usually is the second or the third week in February. So you will get information about this, and that's going to be your opportunity, again, to represent yourself and to look and introduce yourself to employers, so you can have something set up for May, which in most cases, again, so that's when students are going to be starting their co-op. In some other cases, if you are in the Culinary Innovation Food Technology program, so your co-op is not going to be until after the second year. But again, if you are going to be doing your co-op in May, you will be getting an email in September in order to attend your co-op prep classes and having the one-on-one appointment with your co-op consultant. So just please be mindful of that, and and respond to the emails. And Bella, back to you.
Yeah, and I know it's a lot of information, and as Cynthia said, it's important to know now, because I think the earlier you see some of these resources have been put in the chat. Take a screenshot, give you the recording again later. It's really important that the earlier the better. The more you know, the easier everything will be. So check out that Academic Advising Co-op and Career Services website. Check out the bookstore before you get here. If you have a list of items that you need for class, that financial aid, check out those bursaries, how to get involved, your HWAS options here, health, wealth, and accessibility. Certainly the libraries and learning commons, I may be a bit biased, but come in early and use some of those services, those peer tutoring services or academic drop-ins, see if they're for you. Don't wait till the middle of term. If you're struggling with something, and definitely reach out to your student administrative council right away. They're your advocates. So definitely use those resources. So you have made it. You've listened to us for the last little while. From getting started with NC to getting connected, the academic experience, career and beyond. Again, we've said it time and time. You may be years away from, looking toward your career. But it's all foundational. It starts now. So we want to thank everybody for joining for the Academic Success Series. The session was recorded. We'll be ending it shortly. Then you'll be able to review it later on here at the URL on the page. But we can open up the chat for any questions, or yes, feel free to ask away.
Belen, just